In this video, we'll look at redirection and piping. Let's edit a new file named cities. So enter nano cities, and we'll enter Lake Worth, West Palm Beach, Delray Beach, Boynton Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami. Press Ctrl-O to write out and Ctrl-X to exit. Now enter ls/et/host space cities. Now you'll notice that cities is present, but the file host is not in the ET directory. Cities is what is considered to be standard output. The error message is output from stderr. Let's also look at ls/etc/host, which is a file which exists, and /et/host. Now I want to redirect the output from the stderr, which has a number of 2 associated with it, to the bad output file, and the number 1 is associated with stdout. And we'll redirect that to good output. And then let's display the contents of the files bad output and good output. Now typically everything that you do is written to standard output or standard error. But we can redirect, for instance, instead of having cat cities displayed to standard output, we can redirect that output to a new file by using the closed angle bracket, or what looks like a greater than sign, into the file city_list. Now let's also enter the command ps/aux, which shows the processes that are running, user processes, and daemon processes. We can redirect that to a new file that's called process list by again using that closed angle bracket. And then later on we could display the contents of that file by entering more space process list. Press the spacebar to page through the file and Q to quit. Hit the up arrow key to display ps/aux once again, and we'll replace process list with system info. Let's redirect the output of ps/aux into system info. We'll redirect the output of who that shows who's logged on into system info, and we'll redirect the output of free-m to system info. Enter more system info, and you'll see that the output from the free-m command is displayed. But let's say that we wanted to have multiple outputs be redirected to system info. Instead of overwriting the file with a single closed angle bracket, we can actually do an append by having 2 closed angle brackets. It's also possible to redirect from standard input. One of the common commands that you can use is a translation command, which says replace one character with another character. So cities is a standard input file. We'll redirect that to the tr command, and you'll notice it replaced all of the lowercase a's with uppercase a's. We can redirect that output to cap cities rather than to standard output. Let's also redirect standard input of cities into sort. The sort command will sort in alphabetic order and ascending order. We'll redirect that output to cities too. Notice the original cities file is still in the original state with the cities starting with Lake Worth and ending with Miami. If you wish to sort in reverse alphabetic order, you'll enter sort-r, and again from standard input, we'll redirect cities. So you'll see that the cities are now sorted in reverse alphabetic order. Let's look at the du command, which stands for disk utilization. This displays the amount of disk space used by each file or directory. Let's look at the piping command next. What the pipe command does is it takes the output from one command and pipes it as input to another command. So in this case, we'll enter du pipe sort -n. The pipe symbol is entered by pressing Shift and the Enter key. Notice that the output was sorted in numeric order. Let's also pipe into less so that we can page through the file. Press the spacebar to page through, and then press Q to quit and go back to the prompt. Enter CD to go back to the home directory. Let's enter the mount command to see what partitions have been mounted. We can pipe the mount command into the grep command, and we can look for a specific partition. Now on my system, because I'm using a Raspberry Pi, there's no DEV SDA. However, I can do a DEV/MM and see two mounted partitions. So if I wanted to see which partitions were mounted, I could easily pipe this into the grep command. Let's also pipe the output of the PSAUX command into grep and look for the init process. So I entered grep and in double quotes, init asterisk close double quotes. Let's next pipe the output of cat cities into the sed command, the stream editor. Sed is a non-interactive editor. Let's substitute every occurrence of beach with lake. If we only want to substitute beach for lake in the line, which also has west inside of it, we can precede the /s with west. And we can redirect this to a new file, name cities 3. And then let's look at the contents of that file by entering more cities 3. Let's edit the cities file. Enter nano cities. If you don't already have this file, you may type it in now. Go up to the line with Delray Beach, enter Delray Beach Beach. Press Ctrl O to write out and Ctrl X to exit. And enter cat cities. And pipe that into the sed command. And we want to say, let's look for any line that has Delray in it, and we want to substitute the word beach with lake. Now, if we wanted to substitute all occurrences of beach with lake, we'll enter a /G for global. Let's say we want to delete any lines with the occurrence of Delray in them. So enter sed/Delray/D. Let's look at the etc PASSWD file. And we want to see the last 10 lines. So enter tail space /etc PASSWD. Now we need to extract a couple of fields from this etc PASSWD file. In order to do this, we can pipe this output into the auth command. Enter -F and a colon, which is a delimiter, and this will treat each line as a series of fields. The first field is $1, second field is $2, third field is $3. If we want to see the first field, which is a username, we'll enter $1. If we want to see the last field, which specifies the default shell, we'll enter $7. hit the up arrow key. And let's replace $7 with $3, which is the user ID. Let's replace $3 with $6, and that'll display the home directory. Let's next use the grep command to look for pi inside of /etc_passwd. We'll pipe that into the cut command and specify that we want to select fields 1 and 7. Again, the username and the field with the default shell. If we do 1, 6, that will be the username and the home directory. And again, 1, 3, that will be the username and the user ID. Let's pipe that into another command, the tr command, and that will replace the colon with a space. The colon is the delimiter, and that's indicated by -d:, and that's what separates the fields. Let's next look at the environmental variables. Enter the set command and pipe that into less. Environmental variables are a set of key value pairs where the keys and the values are strings which contain information on the home directory, the search path, the prompt, etc. for processes that are running on the Linux system. Enter Q to quit. Let's set a new value for the prompt by entering ps1 equals double quotes, open square bracket, \u, \t, \d, and $, and close square bracket, double quotes. This temporarily sets a new prompt which has the username, the time, the date, and either a $sign for a regular user or a hash if we were logged on as root. These \ values are escape characters. Now let's change this. Prompt so that we don't have the open and close square brackets. We will have the username, an @ symbol, and the host name. And the host name will be printed out by entering another escape character, \h. If we enter \w, that's us the absolute path to our current directory. You can see the tilde out there, which indicates we're in the home directory. When we cd into the test search directory, you'll notice it's tilde \test search. If we enter a \W, the relative path will be displayed in the prompt. In this case, just test search instead of tilde \test search, which on this system would be \home, \pi, \test search for the absolute path, as opposed to the relative path of test search. Let's set a new prompt by entering ps1 is equal to double quotes $. Enter sudo space -s to log in as the root user, and notice the prompt for the root user is a hash. Let's change the prompt to be U for the username, /H for the host name, and /W for the absolute path. Enter exit to exit the root account. Let's look at some additional environmental variables. Echo $home, and that'll give us the path to the home directory. Enter echo $pwd. That indicates the process working directory, what directory we're currently in. Echo $path, and this will give you the search path. The search path is a path that's searched when you enter the name of an executable file. We'd have to enter the entire path for an executable to have it run if that path were not specified in the path environmental variable. For instance, to run the echo command, we'd have to enter /bin/echo. Since echo is in the bin directory and /bin is in the search path, we don't need to type in the entire path to the executable file for echo. Let's next enter history. History is another useful command because it allows us to see the commands which we entered. If you hit the exclamation point and the number of a command, for instance, I want to run the command that's echo $home, I enter exclamation point 1510. Or you could hit the up arrow key until you got to a command that you wanted to execute, and then hit the enter key. Your numbers will likely be different, so enter the appropriate number.